Okay, welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. Apologies for being a little bit tardy today, but I am here. This, of course, is the Overthinking Football Show. My name is Mokwena. I am your host. Today, I've got something special for you guys. I keep saying to you guys that I've got members, there's people I speak to, there's people that always speak to me, I'm always online with people, we have a WhatsApp group. The Friday members show has now moved to Thursday. So Thursday, 7 p.m. is going to be the members show. How the members show works is that in the morning, everybody votes for what topic they want to have. So it's voted for, we decide, and then this show is an open platform for the members to speak. It's less of me talking and more of us talking all together. It's a perk of being a member. And if you want to be a member yourselves, this audio is coming from the WhatsApp group. If you want to be a member for yourselves, go on over to YouTube, click on subscribe, click on join. I'll let you in and you can be part of the Overthinking Football family officially. Today's episode, like I said, is a members show. So when it's a members show, I'm not going to be opening up the multi-guests. I'm not going to be opening up for people to jump on board to speak. It's purely down to the members and what we are having a conversation about on that day. So please subscribe if you have not subscribed, join if you have not joined, and also support the content. On YouTube, on TikTok. I try to drop every day. So your support is wanted, man, and needed. Okay, so today we're going to be speaking about tomorrow's game. Tomorrow, for those who don't know, Bafana Bafana is going to be playing Uganda in an AFCON qualifier. AFCON 2025 is going to be hosted in Morocco, and the teams need to play qualifiers. How it works is that they had 52 teams. At the beginning of everything, all of the member nations outside of two sent in their teams. Depending on where you ranked, you would have to play a preliminary round. Bafana Bafana didn't have to play the preliminary round. And now we're going to a group stages where 48 nations are split into 12 groups. And it's very simple. The top two nations of each group go through. Our group just so happens to have Congo, we have Uganda, and we have South Sudan. Those are the three other teams in our group. It's very simple. We need to be top two, and then we go through to go play AFCON next year. They're saying it's going to be in January. AFCON is going to be a quick turnaround from 2024, but that's how it is. We're playing tomorrow at 6. Thank you, Stosh, for telling Hans there. Tomorrow at 6, Bafana Bafana is playing. Just as a refresher, this is the team that Hugo Bruce has decided will be part of these qualifiers. We have Ricardo Goss in goal, Veli Motwa, Sipo Chain. We have Sydney Mobi, Tapelo Morena. Okay, let me say the teams too. Ricardo Goss from Supersport United, Veli Motwa from Amazulu, Sipo Chain from Orlando Pirates, Sydney Mobi from Supersport United, Tapelo Morena from Mamelodi Sundowns, Roshwin Dotley from Kaizer Chiefs, Danko Makosi, Kosinatis BC from Orlando Pirates, Aubrey Mudiba from Mamelodi Sundowns, Kulisom Dau Sundowns, Fawaz Basadin, Stellenbosch, Siabong Ngezana, FCSB, Grant Kekana Sundowns, Tebo Mokwena Sundowns, Jaden Adams Stellenbosch, Spepelos Tole, Jill Vicente, Talentembata Pirates, Temba Zwane Sundowns, Osunapolis Polokwane City, Utito Patrick Maswanganyi from Pirates, Ikram Reyners from Sundowns, Elias Mukwana Esperance de Tunis, and then Lau Foster Burnley FC, and then Urile Umfukeng. That is the team that is going to be joining. Lulu, I can only bring in 32 people. I don't know why there's a cap, but it's fine. We'll figure it out. Members, welcome. How are you guys doing?
Awesome, Wena.
I'm always good. I think it's
okay.
I think the best place to start. I always start when we speak about Bafana Bafana about this, like this. How do we feel about Bafana Bafana?
The squad or the team as a whole?
How do you feel about Bafana Bafana, whichever one you choose? I always want to gauge first.
Because if we're being honest, if we're being fair, I mean, like, we have a Chiefs player in the squad, so we can't say it's based on merit because the league or whatever, the games aren't started now, so we're just picking players who we think can do the job. So regarding the squad, I think it's balanced. Even though my favorites are not there, but I get it. So luckily for us, we are playing an easier opposition. So we are allowed to actually mix and match one and see what works for us. Because our favorites, they tend to let us down. No, boom, vala. They can be perfect, but you know how they get. So it's nice to see some people, in the Bafana fray. And also have heki level the overseas contingent that Bruce always say we need to have more people playing from overseas, playing for Bafana Bafana. Marawa Kerabu gift links, Kenabu Luther seeing I don't know
Yeah.
so why would sting? Because I follow this other page, there are so many young talented players playing Gobo. They actually have a chance to play for Belgium because Kadi dual citizenship. Why some of these no? Because when you look at the other players from Africa,
Oh, wait, what's happening?
Next year.
Yeah.
Next year, February or something. Or some people don't deserve to be playing because some didn't benchmark us.
Okay. Anyone else, guys? Remember, it's open. We're gonna jump in. Anybody can jump in at any time. Let's have an open discussion.
Oti, I think good evening to your listeners, man, and everybody in the panel. I feel still balanced, The thing is, if you check the team that was playing in the AFCON, right? It didn't change much. I think the addition, I think it is we only minusing Williams, and then we add who's this Mbata. I think those are the two that I remember, but it's still the same team, But my worry is, remember when they were playing AFCON, right? Sundowns was on fire. Let's be honest, they were on fire. I hope the whatever is happening at Sundowns right now, it won't affect whatever is happening as Bafana, because if you can check, 80% of the starting lineup or 70%, it is Sundowns. You understand me? So I hope that doesn't affect the whole thing, the whole setup. Because remember, the body language of Sundowns players, previous games, it was a little bit shaky. Confidence was not there and all those things. So I hope. And the thing of undermining teams, saying they are easy targets and all that, is not in this modern football, So with Sundowns where they are now, please, it must not affect, because basically we are balanced because of them. You understand me? Let's be honest. As a Pirates supporter, we are balanced because of them. So I wish it doesn't affect anything that Bafana is putting through tomorrow. And I hope to see, to be honest, without William, I hope to see China play, to be honest, because it's one of the, if you look at the goalkeepers, he's the only guy who can resemble, even though he doesn't, not on the standard of William, but at least he's there. You understand me? So I so wish. But anyway, that is my take on this one. The team is still balanced. Nothing has changed. I'm only worried about the confidence and the how they're going to start. It must not affect whatever is happening in Sundowns. It must not affect Bafana. Thanks so much.
Maramaronza, I want to ask then to everybody else, guys. Do Bafana and Sundowns have that much in common that we have to worry about them doing badly at home?
Look. You know what, ne? If you check why we reached the semi-final in the AFCON, it was because Sundowns was on fire. Let's be honest. You understand me? If you look at it, right, the confidence of those boys, right, the confidence of them. It's been a week. They lost the game a week ago. And the starting lineup, which is going to start at Bafana, yes, must not affect because it's a different team. You're playing for the nation, but it is your body language on the right right form for you to play on the day. If the answer is no, then it will affect us. Because remember, football is all about confidence. Football is all about your body language. It's all about how you feel on the day. It's all about emotions and all that. So if you look at that, I hope it doesn't affect the game. I feel. I wish we could play this game after 2 weeks when Sundowns has lost, like that game against Stellenbosch, because maybe they have revived them and all that, or give them back to say this is how we're going to play, and then there's the confidence back and all that. But the confidence will be a little bit low, to be honest. Yes, it will affect the game.
Guys, I don't know. Does anybody else want to jump in here? I don't know, guys.
Hey. I mean,
ladies first.
Evan. Okay. I'll jump in, 20.
Yes, my brother.
What's happening? What do you think about this idea that Sundowns maybe is going to affect whatever's happening in Kokolo Group is going to affect the national team?
No, I don't believe in that. And good evening to you, everyone in the panel, everyone listening to your show on TikTok, on YouTube. I don't think so. There would be also an injustice to Hugo Bros. He's the national team. He's responsible for the national team. He's responsible for the national team selection, which is assistant, and we've seen them attend various games to see how the players are playing. I think we have a strong squad, and congratulations to the incoming captain, Themba Mshishizwane. I think it's going to be on fire on the day. That boy is a leader. What's happening at club level is what's happening at club level. They will deal with it there. But when you get to the national team, it's a totally different setup, And I believe Hugo Bros will be able to get the best out of his players and that he chose. And I love the continuity that is happening in the team. I'm very excited about the game tomorrow. I'm very excited about Bafana Bafana overall. Since we had Hugo Bros, we've seen a positive Bafana Bafana. We've seen a confident Bafana Bafana. And the changes that he made, he didn't go and make a lot of changes. Williams is off. You look for a similar profile. Tipo China is on fire. He's been playing now recently for Orlando Pirates. You have Talent Mbata coming in there. You have Roshun Dotley. He was the star. Safa giving him a chance. Tobin Vala is injured. So I think he's going to get it right. The players want to play for him. They love playing for Madala. And I don't think club politics should be involved at national team level. At national team level, we're playing for all South Africans. We're playing for the national team. And I think everyone would want to make us proud. That's the responsibility of the players. So I'm quite excited about the game, Mr. Uchi. I don't want to lie. I really want to see Bafana Bafana go out there, dominate, enjoy their football. I mean, we got a bronze medal when we went to AFCON. I could easily say we're the third best team in Africa at the moment. And I think he's working on refining that. And from where he found us, we never thought we would get to a semi-final or we would even pass the group stages of AFCON, But Hugo Bros has made sure that he brings back that pride, he brings back that hunger at the players that they want to play for each other, and he can only build from that. We cannot collapse because other teams are collapsing. The quality of the player is not determined by the team that you're playing for. Unfortunately, the quality of the player is the quality of a player. And if you're a quality player and you're a coachable player, when you get into the national team, you're gonna prove us that you're a quality player. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. Theo.
That means like the ladies, every weekend. Yeah.
Let me greet you, greet the guys. Normally, because I'm not going to tell you, pick group in. My Kaizer Chiefs, man, guys, come and join, guys. Come on, guys. They guys, the Sundowns, the
Basifile
Pirates.
Pio man, Sundowns the Pirates. Sibelele.
Hey. I think that's my underdogs every time, the pick grouping. But anyway, it's fine. I agree and I disagree with Maronza a bit on OT in the sense that yeah, we went to the AFCON, we conquered, or I think we nearly conquered because of Sundowns. I mean, let's be honest, it's been something that we have been shouting for almost the whole of last season. We play Sundowns, play Sundowns, and we did eventually. And then, yeah, we reached the reached the semi-finals. But as for the fact that the attitude that mokwena that they were showing in my interviews, I don't think that attitude is going to fly well with Bafana Bafana because I think they know with its national pride. And also, at Sundowns, let's be honest, no team, and they don't care those guys anymore. I feel like their love is dead. With Sundowns, not Bafana Bafana. Others, they know they want to move outside of South Africa, so there's no way they will take this opportunity and waste it. And having Mushishi being given a chance, not like Kutabe Boiler Pakistan Towns, being given the honor and respect that it deserves, Bafana Bafana. And I wish he can play Mushishi not Tito, man. I want to see something beautiful and something different. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that's going to affect the rhythm of Bafana Bafana. Yeah, but then the Williams, as I said in the beginning, when it's going to be a bit like nothing. That's why I'm not used to Uchain being that number one. And understand. Whereas Williams, we all know what he can do. We all know what is short stopper, creative, from the back. He's comfortable on the ball. I mean, Uchain no court to goalkeeper. He's central defensive midfielder. There's a gap better. But I hope if he's given a chance tomorrow, he does well. But other than that, I mean, I don't think Bruce. First of all, let me say this as a disclaimer. I never believed in Bruce, guys. I never. I'm still a bit cautious about him. But with the squad that is assembling now, I'm realizing that, okay, he's not just building a team as a Mwinela Manje, but also even if it's not there are guys that you can really see, so, okay, he picked this guy and he was consistent about him no matter what, I understand. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to change. And I hope that Bafana Bafana do not do what they usually do. Where we see a game, we need to win it. It's an easy game, as Kumo said. And then they come, they make it as difficult as hell. I just hope they go there, they dominate, they show why they are Bafana Bafana, they show why they are semi-finalists. You understand why they deserve to be on the top four AFCON, and then we win the game easily. Yeah.
For those who are wondering where the audio is coming from, the audio is coming from our WhatsApp group. This is a member show, the first member show that's happening at 7 p.m. The members get to choose. So throughout the day, we choose the topic, everybody votes. Topics are put forward, everybody votes, and then Thursdays are for my members. So unfortunately, I won't be opening the lines for people to jump in. But if you want to be part of the conversation in a broader level, we have conversations every single day. Join us in the WhatsApp group. Go to YouTube, click on subscribe, click on join the WhatsApp group, and let's have conversations. You can send a message at 2 a.m. Somebody will answer you. Malume Kuto will be there. Malume Kuto.
Yes, I will be there. How are you?
I don't know if you're gonna wear your cape today. Maybe we're still feeling people out. But
Mr. Oti, I couldn't, man. I couldn't. We are cruising nicely. The proof is in the pudding. Even in the cabbage, you can find it these days. But yeah, look, Mr. Oti, we find ourselves in a precarious position. Caroline Williams. Of course, you've given them a chance. I don't know about Velimoto, Mr. Oti. So as fans, maybe it's not an issue with the technical team, but as fans, I think we find ourselves rooting for the fourth choice, if I may be, to start. Because he resembles the first choice closer than the other. Not that he is equal to the Palando nominated Brandon Williams, but he's closer compared to the others in terms of style of play. I understand that, Mr. Uji, which is what gives confidence to some of those players. And I will say, Sundowns and Bafana, chalk and cheese, Mr. Uti, as Zadim of Fana. At some point, Sundowns, King Bafana Bafana was advised to play like Sundowns just to prove a point. And the coach literally in the press conference said, this thing doesn't work. And in the next game, we saw Bafana Bafana playing what they are coached to do. Grand
Yeah.
Kekan playing route one. I'll do moves ale bola, Mr. Uti. Without thinking, Uti Pola ifikile ko wena. Size 10, and he would do that. So, hey, to suggest Bafana plays like Sundowns, I don't know. In patches, maybe, if also just to be realistic, because it think default setting, there is a time where maybe a good 2 minutes they'll just knock it around. Maybe look my factory settings, but after that, it's different, Mr. Uti. It's totally different. Sometimes I plug abantu up there, your Pesitaus, your Elias Mokwena, how they play out and out wingers. I can't tell you who's an out and out winger at Sundowns. The way Bafana uses them, and mokwena different, Mr. Uti, altogether. I can't tell you who's a CDM, not any kulmangayo nabo Pepe.
Libero man, register.
It's not say I can't tell you who does that at Sundowns, but Bafana can tell you who's told you understand. So in as much as the personnel is the same, I think the execution is quite different, Mr. Uti. So I wouldn't worry as much. Yes, I would worry about them psychologically, which are they in tune? That's different, and really it is a worrying factor. And please, I hope the Bafana players don't think Uganda is a swag team. Is Mitchell still at the helm of Uganda? Because if he is, Mr. Uti, he would have done extensive research on SA players. So it's no easy game by any imagination, Mr. Uti.
Mara guys, guys. Okay, let me ask this then. Okay.
Like I wanna cautious.
Yeah.
Ke mango China resembles Ronza. Le raka penalty ya tatafonyana.
Penalty is not even part of it. Penalty is not even part of it. But I understand why, as a traumatized Sundowns fan, you think of penalties. But I'm answering you. But I'm answering you. We're talking about
order.
The ability to play out from the back and pass the ball. The other keepers really struggling. We've seen Kanakimang Gos try it and concede a goal up trap. And I've never seen Velimota play in that fashion. The only keeper who's close in terms of identity, not ability, to that is Sipo Chaini. Forget the penalties.
Yeah, Mara, you and I, like, if we're being honest, that's not what you guys meant.
No. I think you misheard us when I said we are missing William, but the only person, even though he's not close to William, I say that on record. I said even if he's not close to him, but at least he has something similar. You understand? We're playing from the back. That's what I said.
Can I ask then? Can I ask Maronza? Isn't that maybe one of the issues that Ronan Williams goes out? We have to question now. Hey, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna play out from the back? Who's gonna do this? Nangu makupa gaseko. Nangu lipasa gaseko. How are we worried about these changes that it seems like Manama player way to you need a specific type, and now we are missing some of those guys.
I think we don't have to worry much, because I think players these days they're adapting to the modern football. Let's be honest. The only thing is that I think the coaching is different from each and every team. But if you look, everybody's trying to adopt playing from the back and all that. That is the reality of what is happening in SA football. We're trying to adopt to that, but it is all about teams. If you can check now, it's only Sundowns who can Kumo, did you hear me? It's only Sundowns who can perfect that. And then
Umbrella.
secondly, it could be Pirates, you know, because they are trying, but even though they are not on that level of Sundowns, but they're trying. So if other teams can join in to be in the same level with Sundowns, not even level same, but to join in the modern football, I'm telling you, we'll even conquer South Africa as a whole. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't have to worry with anything. I'm not worried.
Eish,
Okay. Can I
personally,
say
I'm
something
worried.
regarding the Sundowns play Bafana Bafana? You guys seem to have amnesia. I get now a 10 terabyte memory. Well, hopefully when the majority of players Bafana like were from Sundowns, I get.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why is that is why but again now when Sundowns, I mean when Bafana played badly, but it were the Sundowns players, right? Sharp. But when Bafana played well, but no, these are South African players, say we should not put club issues to the forefront. Mara, the reason why Bruce at the majority of Sundowns players get the way of player born because they intertwine, because the way they click go Sundown. So and let's be frank, like the passing fine, there were one or two changes more their style of play. But majority, when you saw Bafana play go AFCON, you could see Ormoga Sundown. So it's what we are used to in now getting Sundowns. And
No,
that's
no.
because of the Sundowns. I got to
But realize,
No,
Ah,
Oscar, don't
was it
mislead
the
us.
chameleon, Kubo? Ah,
Don't mislead
Kubo.
us. Don't mislead us.
yeah,
Don't
no, you're
mis-
lying.
So
like saying, yeah, it's the same
No,
thing.
you're lying.
Why Spain
no.
because of Barcelona?
Point of order.
You like to
Aye,
talk
Point of
on
order.
platforms.
aye.
Let
So
me
are you saying tomorrow?
let me let Kubo finish. Wait, guys.
No, are you
What's
saying?
the point of order?
Ela
And
mapagania lawo.
English. Bakangaraba ke mautlweletse.
Are you saying tomorrow? Are we saying tomorrow we're going to play in Stellenbosch? They'll play last 10 minutes. That's what you're telling us. No, you're misleading us. We're coming right. You know, we're trying to fix South African football, and we're not trying to offend anybody. Please.
Point of order.
Kubo, whatever good so.
Mr. OT. I remember Masandawana crying, saying, Uchembers one why ngadlali kanje ku Sundowns. Sicela lo Chambers one when he was shining Bafana Bafana. So ngicela singakhuluma manga. Sundowns Bafana Bafana dlala ngokufana. And next thing sebetshela ukuthi we are picking Ikram Brainers because of his performances for Sundowns. Ayikho leyo bafethu. Please ngiyacela. Ngiyacela protect the nation bafethu. However,
You wanted to say something, yeah, Manobe Kutso. You wanted to say something about maybe you're worried.
yeah, no, I wanted Kumo to withdraw that issue, but it's fine. I'm worried ka Ronan Williams. I want to make Kumo Ronan Williams, guys. We are talking about someone who will be mentioned along the lines or alongside Lionel Messi, alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, alongside Abutreka. We are talking about a record maker, that one. He has made a record. First one in Africa to be nominated for Ballon d'Or. Anything as called our goals, our mahanga, school manje in terms of a player. And I have been on good authority that he will also be nominated for CAF's best, Mr. OT. And deservedly so, Mr. OT. You understand? So as kulumi manga, so anyone who has to replace that would have to have at least tried. We are recording in Africa, even Argentina themselves, with the depth they have, they cannot replace Lionel Messi, Mr. OT. It's difficult. Even Portugal is still milking Cristiano Ronaldo in his deathbed as we speak. They are still trying to take out into green. It's tough to replace greats, and we always try push Themba Mshishizwane into the gold conversation. I think Ronan Williams, without antics, Mr. OT, without screaming, without being flamboyant as a goalkeeper, has written himself into history just by being a goalkeeper. 9-9, Mr. OT. As you know, I support from my fans in agana style ukuthi yena uyandiza akana nickname but he has just
again.
So then
No, Ronza ki Maronza. Oba le Maronza ki ngoti Maronza.
Nickname like confused.
No, I get a nickname ki was Slim Cat man, ki was Spider-Man man.
I want to be courteous to him, Mr. OT. There's a football nickname that describes what you do on the pitch. When we say Shelela Mshish, we are Shelela. When you say Spider-Man, you are flying like Spider-Man. When you say Slim Cat, you are like a cat. Ronza ki Maronza.
Move.
I mean, Abana Makama, that's why my mama just come out Sundowns. Abana Makama, when I buy 57 and my buy short, and I buy half food, I say 13 food. That's next question.
Mara, yeah.
They confuse their Pirates WhatsApp group conversations. Baragerina. Case in point. Why can't Tempers one play the way he did go up on go Sundowns? No, it was the opposite. We were saying Bruce Askamo Gala saw let Moshishi dance. He puts away bullets. So more life what you are what he's about to be.
Maragoba. Yeah. I fell in letter group.
My bra, happy if we're being frank, individual play. How many of you guys here, if you're being honest, besides how many of you guys can say who Pirate the plays like this, Pirate the team known for what? No, most of the time individual play. Why one?
Okay.
That is why chance shoot down so our downfall we care for each other, wanna pass to each other all the time. That is why we work, and sometimes that is where Sagore Hanchivian also come put a better like the running on net.
Kokopokena, Marachene and Tio. It's a man truly leaking up and truly must could bang Bafana Bafana Tio. Aye, man.
Hey, I would see, but if I'm a first born, Kuluma, I'm about to set so today we have been adopted to the national team, so we cannot come now and start seasons like for an example, 2 players not even played a single game for each Chiefs already has been nominated, and we has been chosen to come, and as and next time when you introduce Gezane, just say a former Kaizer Chiefs development player. Then now currently playing for FSP what. Then
now we can say league winner. Now league winner.
That's in Fagiloti, that is Zamiloti, but other than that, then I got it.
Mara, can I ask you, Theo? Yeah, no, before we go there, I wanted to ask you, Nalinda Williams and Goss and Chaine. Is there a problem that now Hugo Bruce is maybe is going into his third year, and I understand that Williams is one of a kind. You wouldn't want to replace him on any day. But then are we worried that man every time Pumomuntu we have to wonder who's the next one up? Like now, Goss has been traveling with the team for 3 years, but Asimtembi. You know, Uvelimotwa has been with the team for so long. Asimtembi, Chaine is not being in there. Do we wonder or do we worry about that type of thing, Yoguti? There's so many players, man, that are baggage, excess baggage. They go with the team everywhere. Magmelos Bakete, hey, we feel away.
In we're not talking about players that were not given a chance, and we've been talking about players that have never been given a chance. People understand. Popcorn. I'm sorry to say that if Nama supporters Amazula, that guy with popcorn, Dalana to Bugeli TV, first of all, and then our man, you can't talk about those guys, man. I don't see as easy, like let me put it this way, Ukune, when he got to Chiefs, he was not good in my height was we knew that he worked on it, he worked his ass on it, and within like half of a season, we started seeing it in Uganda, understand? Because we are Sundowns, supersport, like he's all over. You expect him by now to this guy should understand the structure or how the Sundowns plays. It should not be even a question which should it be trying or him. It should be him. But because of you can tell he's just there like salary, like pela, that's it. So That's why you cannot even think about him. Muchaine, for me, I would choose him because he's a better option. He's in the second best team in South Africa, and he's doing well, I would say, for himself. And 10-8, he has been a superstar. Then no man because no court, goalkeeper part. You can tell with the closeness of a player, Bafana Bafana, he can be a better goalkeeper. But the others, I would say, for me personally, if I was Bruce Lee, I would drop them. Tatabo Pavuma, take those guys that I've never given a chance. And understand, there's no way you can be game in, game out, and I remember there's this game, I forgot what is it like, man. I think he faked an injury or something, and then they scored, we lost that day. I don't remember it correct. That's why I started not liking him very much. This guy is not serious. And there are certain games, don't even the body posture. You understand that? The body posture, Williams tells you, I'm in charge of this team, like a mover. He marshals them from the back. These guys, they are just there, like, with my free and Kibel and Hambe. They don't care, like, they are not even like showing guys, I'm the goalkeeper of this team. So, I'm trying them, I think, has those attributes. And without favor or doubt, he deserves to be there, especially since he's a goalkeeper, which is all I'm saying. But he has very soon corners of there.
Hey, let me go to trade. Let me bring you to trade. What do you say about this situation that, Williams is out? We have people that have been there for years and years and years, but we don't trust them.
Unfortunately, football is a game of performance. And if you look at Velimoto, personally, I don't rate him. He's a good shot stopper, but I don't think he's at the level to represent the national team, to be South Africa's number 2 for that matter. Ricardo Kos was coming along right, but I don't think he takes his game seriously like Ronwen has, and I think that's where I have a bit of a negative eye towards him, because I thought by now, because I've seen him at Wits, I saw what he was capable of. Sundowns took him, he's also been at Supersport, but he hasn't been tested enough at Supersport. And then the other guy would be Sipho Chain. Sipho Chain, I think he's a number 2. For me, I would rate him number 2 after Ronan when I look at the goalkeepers that are present in the league and in the country. For the mere fact that he's Orlando Pirates number 1, he's gotten a lot of games under his belt since moving from Chippa, and we always see his game improve. Like, he's improved his game a lot, and the guys that are there, I think some of them are just there to add numbers, and like Velimoto, he's a good motivator of the boys. When you look at the team play, he's always there on the line, motivating the guys. Sharing some of the information. Like, he knows how to read the game. That I don't want to lie about, but he didn't also grab the opportunity with both his hands to say, okay, I've been selected for so many years in the national team. How am I improving my game so that I become second in charge, because he's a senior player. Velimoto, I think, is literally left with about a season or 2. Then you're going to see him retire, plus minus. I think this should be his last year in the national team, but he hasn't cemented his place very well for us to say we have a good, solid number 2. Sipho Chain, he hasn't been selected enough, but he's played enough. He has enough games at the highest level, playing at Orlando Pirates. So I would give Sipho Chain a chance. I would start him this time around, and Ricardo Kos, I'm not so sure. So that would mean we need to find a succession plan for Uronwen. For days like these, when he's injured, when he's not available, we need to have a succession plan for a player that we can say, okay, this is the caretaker, Uronwen, and he must be equally good, if not better. And we look for someone that's a bit younger, so that at least he has a good mileage. He can give us a good 4 or 5 years.
Okay. Ronza, you wanted to come in there? Sound bizarre, Ronza now.
Yeah. Okay, man, look, let's take China, right? When it comes to Orlando Pirates, Ofori took a back seat. Mponjane took a back seat. So if you look at that, you're looking at somebody who has come in. He came in because they wanted to change how they play from the back. You understand me? So nobody could match that. So hence he was brought in. If you look at Gos, right? Let's go to Sundowns now and look at Gos. Gos, there was Anyango, him, and I think the guy from Chiefs, and then the tall guy. I don't remember his name. Onyango. Okay. I think there was Onyango, him, and I don't remember him, man. But from Chiefs. From Chiefs, I think he has not played in any few games actually for Sundowns, right? Peterson, thanks so much. The three of them. When William came, he came in and made them to take back seats, all of them, three of them, and then Ghost was loaned out, and he was the youngest. If he was good enough, I'm not saying he's not good enough. If he was good enough, right, he could be the second best before Onyango and Peterson. You understand? I hope you understand where I'm going. And if you look at Uwe Lumoto, that guy, guys, is a showstopper. Let me tell you something. He won't give us any. He won't give the energy that we want from the back, playing from the back. So I don't even rate him. Yes, for motivation and all that, it is good. But for him to say we want to play the very same way we're playing at AFCON, he won't give us that. So then
Maronza should maybe then the next question should be, does Hugo Bruce need a plan B? Does he need to have a style of play that is going to suit Motwa when he's on, a style of play that's going to suit Ronwen? Because we saw, for example, Ricardo Gos versus was it Andorra making a mistake while playing it out from the back, and I know it's a mistake that happens, but all of us can agree here that none of those keepers can play at the level of Williams. Should he be doing that with this team to say, yeah, guys, we're going to play like this? And does he need to do that across the board? Because last team is Kulmango Mahopa versus Reyners, right? And how Reyners at times couldn't really fit into what he was trying to do. So should he have the plenya laba, or are we just going to keep rotating these guys?
Look. You the only time you have to have plan B, it is when you are in the pitch, when you are playing. That is where you need plan B. So if we're saying we want a plan B, which means now we have to train in two separate ways. Do you understand me? So we can't go there. The only thing that I'm saying is let's have a culture. Let's have a culture which Bafana Bafana will play. This is our culture, and this is our identity. If we have that, then we have to select players based on our culture and our identity, and then we say we combine the two and say this is what we want. You understand me? Because if we're going to say we have to accommodate everybody within the squad, then we are wrong. Because now, if you accommodate everybody, then we are saying we're making favors. So we can't. This is a national team. We can't have a favor and we say because Wamazulu, you're playing week in, week out. No, we need to have our culture and our identity. So that's what Umatala must do. He must create something that is going to be saying this is Bafana Bafana. You know, this is Bafana Bafana. We whatever is happening, this is Bafana Bafana, and then we have to select players based on what we see. So I feel like some of the players, including from the infield, some of them they're just adding a number. You understand me? They will never be used. You understand me? Same as Tito. I like him as a player. You know, I love that. I love him as a Pirate supporter. But if Mshishi does not get injured, for example, I'm just giving an example, and he plays very well for 5 games. Do you see Tito in the field? I don't see him. He'll be seen there. So it's like that. So you have to, if you're giving a chance, you have to use it. Simple as that.
Malume Kutso, should there be maybe not a succession plan, maybe a plan B? Maybe these players that have been brought with Should he be flexible with them or should be inflexible? And then when somebody gets injured, we all cry. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of a specific team that does that. There is a team that did that where when a specific player had to come in and one was injured, they literally switched almost everything, related to that position. And at times, yes, it's good to be stubborn about your philosophy, Mr. Uti. However, if it doesn't serve the purpose, if you don't have the equipment or the personnel or the resources to achieve, maybe it's okay to look in another direction for that specific position. I understand, not the whole team. But just that one position, I'll remember which one. I could be close in saying at some point Sundowns did not have a striker, and they somehow used up their attack. I kind of came when they didn't have Sharulile, no, kind of came back this guy,
Ribeiro.
Yeah, they somehow switched to playing like Bafana Bafana. They had your Hugo and Maseko to do the job, and it got them to the final. It does not mean you are aborting or losing your identity. It just means you've picked up, or what. In as much as you sign these players really can't perform at that level or in that way. And instead of like short selling them, at least try and accommodate them. Even with Umudiba, when you have Umudiba at left back, you somehow switch your tactic, Mr. Uti, because by the way, Umudiba has never been a straight left back or a straight winger, even at Supersport. He's those people. I see Paseka Marco in the same fashion, but not in terms of ability. I see him as half. He's not a full back that will cover the whole line. But I feel like he can cover 3/4 of it within the middle. But he's a good defender either way. But
it's where Hotel's going.
You understand. So there is sometimes a need to say, you know what, let's just do something different. And with Ronald's case, Mr. Uti, it's okay for the keeper to kick the ball away. To try and mimic that, it's another thing, Mr. Uti. Also, because Ronaldo son of shiny sharp pass right in the middle, and you're accurate hammer pants. Now we want to Joe. That man was actually who's gonna do that? It's not this. You striker straight. Fast striker straight, because that is a pinpoint pass. I don't even think I'm a midfielder do that. Execute a pass in between two people. They shy have the straight and short lap hands. So as means the Mr. Uti right Uti City as in, even if we should not expect him to over copy and paste Guy Williams. And I just want to comment on this one. The similarity between Tito and Shishi is equal to the similarity between Tito and Kabelo Zamini. They may look like they can do the same things, but they are very different, Mr. Uti, even though they can occupy the same position. Tembazwane is a 10 that's closer to being a 9, and Tito is a 10 that's closer to being an 8. Yeah. He operates better, closer to...
From deeper.
Yeah, from deeper, closer to the midfield, and Temba operates better, closer to attacking, you understand? I actually believe they can coexist. They can actually play together. In a team where dominance is required, I think we can play both. We do not need to compare him and say it's an either-or situation. So it's not even close. It's not even close, Mr. Uti.
Okay. I just want to put a question on the floor to everybody. Again, I just want to ask this one. When you're sitting down and we're looking at this squad, there are plenty of players that have had a lot of time with Hugo Bruce. They've been going to tournaments and things like that, but it doesn't seem like, maybe for us, they're not ready to jump inside. Should a national team coach have development and have those guys, or should you be ready to jumping at a moment's notice, regardless of whether you're playing or not? How do you guys feel about that dynamic?
OT, no national team should have a developmental team. I get it. That's why we've got those youth ranks. So So the duty of the national team is to get the best from each club, the best from people who are on form. Or sometimes, this person wasn't on form, but you know what he can produce at the right moment. That's the duty of a national team.
Yeah.
So, but I get it, man. With us, we seem to have a lot of talents. Not living up to the expectations because there was this boy say like, I'm on. I think his name is Thabo Qele. I'm hoping I'm not butchering his name.
Yep.
Like when I was watching the 2016, if I'm not mistaken, Rio. Is it 2016? Or maybe the other one, 2020, ne? But anyway, we were watching the Rio Olympic game. I mean the Olympic Games, ne? And I was mesmerized by his performance. To the Bafana team that was playing in the Olympics. And I was thinking to myself, this boy is definitely headed for top 3, or if not, he was gonna play in some maybe top 10 league go Europe. But like when you look at his trajectory in terms of like career wise is in regress. Like I'm asking myself, what happened? And unfortunately, he was supposed to be our success plan. I say it. Obviously, everyone was different. Like his generational talent. I mean, like as much as we compare Dr. Kumalo to Mushishi, they were different. He was their star back then. Now we've got Mushishi. Lewis Kabotela was supposed to be the star for our kids, But yeah, man, if we can actually sit down with all our national coaches and actually plan, and you know what, this is what I want from an early age. This is my plan for Bafana. We can actually achieve great things. Because even when you look at the DDC, you look at the GDL tournament, I'm like, wow, South Africa really does have a bright future. And this thing when Hugo Bros, I agree, and he's contracted to be our head coach, Bafana. But when they play tournaments such as Chain, he's not the one coaching it. Make it make sense. So I tell you, there's some disconnect in that aspect. Maybe that's why we don't really have a progression, and we have to rely on certain clubs, mainly Sundowns, to actually produce stars for national Bafana, and which is quite sad because we have some germs hidden. Adequate exposure, adequate trust. You know how our football is grassroots here. If we can replicate the same system here, I know you always bring this rugby analogy to the forefront. My word, Mara, you can see it works. Man, all level we're craving week from primary to high school. I wanted to inter clubs. I mean, like Blue Bulls, it's a team go Pretoria. But you know how many feeder teams it has? Even our varsities. And those Blue Bulls, they are Springbok after or go varsity college for tags. There's always talent in abundance. So if you can have something similar,
I wanna throw Agent into the deep end here. Agent, welcome, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Agent, I wanna throw you into the deep end. The question is more to do with, you look at Ricardo Goss. He's been with the team for a very long time. You look at Velimoto, he's been with the team for a very long time. Ronwen is not available, and even in the comments, I'm seeing people go, "Hi, Velimoto, you don't trust Goss, you don't trust Velimoto." Am I okay to question that? Then why were these people brought in? What has been happening over the 2 years? That every time something happens, we need to shake, and it's not just with Williams. Maybe across the field, there's a couple of positions where, man, if somebody gets injured, hey, Ngezana has to be fetched all of a sudden out of nowhere. How do we balance that? Should it be Hugo Bruce's job to develop these players, or should they be ready by this point? And who takes the blame, basically, if they're not?
I think if you look at the golden generation of England, Beckham, Bowen, Giggsy, you can mention them. Rooney, what did they win? Let's talk about the golden generation of what is it? Of Belgium. De Bruyne, everybody's there. Lukaku and everybody's there. Look at the golden generation of Argentina. Argentina didn't go the World Cup with that golden generation. It didn't. That was when they were playing Aguero, Mascherano, and those of the like. That was the golden generation. So if you look across the national teams, comradeship, or what is it called in simple English, but that unity is more important than individual players, right? And we have seen just a tiny bit of it with Sundowns, that when you don't have that connection, it's a problem, So sometimes I think Bruce figured that out. It's like, you know what, guys, I'm just gonna bring in the players that I trust, and they're gonna develop as a team and grow as a team, because they don't always have time outside their own football clubs to unite and get to know each other's strengths and everything. But when I keep them for the longest of times, then that can work, And to be fair and honest, I don't think this is the best Bafana Bafana team, like we've had better, when Katrompela and Chabalala and all the likes were playing, but they didn't deliver anything, even them. So I think in part, we have to go with the tried and trusted that we like. It doesn't always mean that they're the best. I still think that Chinese will start. No, I don't think there's anyone who thinks Vili Motor or Gos will start, even though China has been there for a lesser period of time. So create a squad, build it, and then those who are on form that deserve special recognition, then blend them in. That's the thing. Now,
but are they not handbags? Are they not carrying luggage? If I'm taking you for 2 years everywhere, agent, is it unfair for me to say that when I call on agent, I at the very least I should know to trust you and that I can trust you? If now after 2 years of being with you, I look at you when the number one guy is gone and I go, let me go get Cheney who hasn't had the opportunities. Can we question those type of things?
No, not really. I think, like I said, there's always going to be guys who bring in the water, guys who make sure that the spirits are high. William Motor singing there. You need him for the singing. You saw when took our singing, and the snake is not happy. But, you always need those people. You need those people who make the camp laugh. You need those people who want to make the camp relax. Are they extra luggage? Sure. But does the luggage contain things that you need when you have arrived at the station? Yeah. So some of those. The bigger question becomes, after those cohort leaves, what next? Is the what next that is difficult. And the problem with the what next is, I think we had vision. There's vision what? Vision 20 something. There's vision 2026. I don't know.
Hey, road to 2026. Yeah, I remember. Hey.
You remember, where did those players go? Like, that's the problem. Like, we come up with good initiatives that are very good, but what next? If you look at our current, is it Bafana under 17, I think, which won 7, most of them are playing from DDC, so that's good. So they get to know each other. They're gonna play under 20 together, they're gonna play under 30 together, and then they disappear. Instead of saying, guys, we've been trusting you, and even at that age, at under 19s, you can see that these guys are above their peers. Don't stand that group. Take them to another 23. If they still hammer their peers, then friendly matches sometimes leave big guys and take those small boys. Because you're developing for the future. A friendly match doesn't always mean that you should always take the first team or the second team. Sometimes take those who are expecting to be the next cohort. Where's the cohort of Obodoli and others? They just disappeared. So I think,
I don't know. Anybody else want to jump in? Guys, it's open. I've got the same question.
Oti,
Yeah, Maronza.
Oti, let me tell you, right? I feel, like whatever is happening in SA, right? It's happening in most of the countries, but if you check now, where's under 23s? The only time we saw them, I don't know when, it was only last month where we went this month, I think, early, where under 17s were playing. So that is the problem that we are having. You understand me? Like other countries, right, in Europe, they have already have the under 15s as on the national team. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. On the national team, they're playing under 15, but on the national team. And they have also under 17, under 19, under 23, and then first team and all that. So in SA, whatever is happening, man, it is a mess, to be honest. You know, I feel Safa, they are not doing much to as an umbrella to bring up the talent, you know, or to scout the talent, you know, understand me? The school soccer is no more there. There's very few companies do not want to fund those school soccer and all those things. If you can go back to the old way of doing things, I'm not saying good to go on kick all must play, but going back to the schools and then have the under and go into the region, choose under 15, play tournaments with under 15s and all that. There's GDL, they already have structured teams and all that, and then we go to as regions and play under 15s, and then the scouts comes in from the GDLs and all that. So everybody has a fair chance of representing the country. Now, the only thing that, if you can check the other 17s that we're playing, it was only from Chiefs, maybe to do this that young boy and Pirates, and then I understand me. So if you check, everybody was belonging from the GDL. But what about the regions? What about the schools? You understand me? There was no surprise. It is people that we know that they are playing in the GDL. If they comes in, he's playing for Highlands Park, which is playing the GDL and Gauteng GDL league and all that. When he comes in, he's playing for Res from Val. If he comes in, it's from Tax. It's coming from TS Galaxy. So what about the fair chance of everybody getting the fair chance of representing their own country and all that? That is where Safa is failing us. If Safa can pull up their socks and go back to the old way of doing things, then we'll be fine. But now, how are we going to scout this talent?
Do you know what I've always said, Maronza? And then we can transition to this development chat. What I've always said is that I don't know about you guys, but mina bengidlaleli team eThema. Koni team Sunday, it wasn't my school, it wasn't anything. We played our thing. Every Sunday we were playing, Saturdays we were playing, Fridays we were playing, right? We already have structures that have those things. It's just that I think Safa is asleep at the wheel a little bit with those type of stuff. I've got a regional medal. We won our league, for example. All of those leagues still exist. But are we as regions, as Safa, as PSL, and those places honestly looking at these teams? Because it goes back to the development question that we have about everything else in the PSL, that can 32 PSL teams shoulder the weight of all of development of South Africa, right? Can, fine, you bring in the schools and all of that stuff, can they shoulder all of that? Then when you look at the national teams, so it's the simplest places where they can go for me, and we lose a lot of kids in the pipelines of these things. Like Coach Kanu, who likes to come onto the show, comes from Springs Home Sweepers. You get what I mean? 2 golden arrows. But we don't have those type of stories. You have to go through Chiefs. You have to go ngabuza nge-DDC. Okay, DDC is X amount of teams. What happens to every other player that maybe can't make it into those teams? Do we now forget about them? It's things like that. Malume Kutso?
Mr. Uti, I want to speak along the lines of Samaronza. There's a serious issue, Mr. Uti. I don't think the under-17 team is our best team. Personally.
Yeah.
The fact that there's GDL, maybe I'm ignorant, but I've never heard of KDL or MDL or FSDL. You understand? So how is it that we think GDL is a good reflection of South Africa?
Yeah.
It's definitely, it's Gauteng. It's in the name, Mr. Uti. Gauteng. There is nothing, it's exclusive of other provinces, understand that, Mr. Uti. So it's not South Africa, it's Gauteng representing South Africa. So here's another issue that I have with trying to create a development for a country. I'm not a big fan because there are certain aspects, and Asian did touch on it in the group, that they also contribute. They don't necessarily dictate, but they also contribute in terms of the type of player you become. The young man who's trending, or Emil Vitbo, is going to have to be great for him to keep up that level ahead of his peers because of his height, his body size. You can have a player next to you who's not as good as you, but once biology starts kicking in, Mr. OT, and he is twice your height now, and he can carry his weight, it means he becomes faster than you. It means he becomes a bigger obstacle to khanye 1-2, especially if he's now bigger and you remain the same size. You understand? We've had strikers like Abosianda Ngubo who stayed the same size until Angsa's manje, you understand? Players like about Dr. Mampuru, who used to play for Sundowns, stayed the same size. That's my issue with development, is that can we find a way that can even calculate are you good enough to carry your biological disadvantage into first team structure, I understand. And there's a point, Mr. Utu, I believe should have played with the under 20s or the under 17s, Mr. Utu. And I've spoken about this boy, and I'll keep speaking about him. His name is KG, Mr. Utu. Oh my God, yo, Mr. Utu. Mara, I have faith because he is under Farouk Khan, so I don't see him going to the Dogs. I see him making it. You can quote me on this one, Mr. Uti. Mr. Uti. So I believe SAP should be feeder team for under 21. If not ABC Motsepe, because I guess there's a restriction in terms of age. And I was in another group where we were talking that these guys play games of consequence. They know there's something on the line, as opposed to want to be GDL. You understand? Players who are playing for the promotion, I think, are ahead of those playing for MDC. I don't know. I could be wrong, Mr. Uti. You understand? But for me, my view is that maybe, just maybe, we are looking in the wrong pot, and this is why Xasa, we will say these players are not making it, they disappear. We are looking for the wrong trades. Yeah. For example, if you look at a speedy player, Mr. OT, if he has no brains, at some point he's gonna be found wanting, because they're just gonna say, okay, let me not stand with him, because when I stand with him, it means I have to run 9. Let me stand in front of him where he kicks the ball. Now you find a player who can think. You're like, how? Can't you scam? You understand, Mr. OT? And when it comes to Velimoto, Mr. OT, those guys end their place. You understand? Those guys end their place, and those guys, man, they've end their place, and I believe Coach Hugo Bros, unlike us fans, is not panicking about the goalkeeper. He probably already made his mind up, Mr. OT, and
Can I wanted to speak to that point, the first point. Even because I'll share about GDL. GDL is not all of Gauteng. You know what I mean?
Definitely, it's the big teams. Just and somehow a team from Mpumalanga is also part of GDL, which also makes me question.
But when I go to it, so the reason why I mentioned the regional leagues and stuff like that, if we're talking about talent identification, for me, all it would take Safa to do is to go and collect all the stats that they already collect. So, 45 goals. You get what I mean? We don't know what he might become, but I can document it and go find him. You get me?
But on that one, Mr. Oti, when it comes to EGDL as well, there's a structure. There's a structure. So some players, some teams play with regional, but also have a team in the GDL. So EGDL is somehow higher than our regional leagues.
No. But I'm saying I'm just talking from talent identification, because when people have been speaking about school sports and stuff like that, in my head I always think to myself, but guys, football is being played. So I call my kid under 13, we go and play. Siachima every day, might not be for school. So then my question becomes, what happens to those things? If there's teams that are affiliated to Safa that pay what, there's leagues that have tables, that have stats, that have all of that. What's going on with that information? Like what if Vele were saying that we need to wait for them to get to GDL and all of that, I then question, are those other things for fun? If that makes sense, because that's where you could be finding a lot of different people under 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 19 King Super,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah, thinking about it, Mr. Uti, but I'll just close by saying maybe in other provinces it would make sense, right? But having seen the level, Mr. Uti, in a regional league, I understand and I get your point fully, but the level in a not HDL is a provincial league, and Ama regional leagues, some of those teams aspire to join the GDL. So when you see, when Uto says football is a game of questions and answers, when you watch those boys in GDL, they have more answers compared to some of the boys in the regional league. So the step is a bit higher, Mr. Uti.
I don't know, Maronza.
Oti, if you talk of GDL, right? GDL is more of structured that league, the structure is something else. When you look at it, there's two streams that I know. There's a stream that has the PSL teams like about Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns, Supersport, and all that. And then there's a second stream. The second stream is it is whereby there is teams which qualify from the region side and then go to that. If you have all the divisions like under 13, under 13, under 15, under 6, under 17, and under 19. So that is the whole structure. But the challenging part of playing in the GDL is funding. If you don't have a sponsor, you cannot play that league. Let's be honest. You cannot travel to Pretoria, because remember it is a league within Gauteng. So you cannot go from Soweto to with 75 kids in the bus. How are you going to make it? And there's reverse fees that you need to pay and all that. So that is the different part. I feel Safa is failing everybody when it comes to that. They're supposed to structure that to say, I think Safa has buses. Why can't they fund to say when you're traveling, when you're in this league, affiliate? It is around 21,000 rand to affiliate for GDL. Around 21,000 rand. And then you get my Safa cards within that 21,000 rand, but the traveling is on you. The reference fee is on you. But only teams which can do that are the ones that have somebody. As much as we say about cheap, but there are people who are running soccer in the dirty way. Those are the people that are doing that. You understand me? They can afford to. But what about somebody you understand me, who has the same divisions, but now he doesn't have the funding to take these kids to Pretoria, to take these kids to Val, to take these kids to Begarsdal, to take these kids to Abu Dalmas, Northwest Giant Stadium and all that. How are you going to reach those places if you don't have that? You understand me?
Yeah.
So we have teams like that, but they don't have how somebody on a ball and then you expect them to pay 21,000 rand. That is where the problem is. I think they have to handle that so that everybody can be identified and then be on the same. We be in the same level.
But that's why I'm asking that. I don't think it's a question of, for me, it's not a question of the players going from regional to a national team. What I'm saying is that when you look at GDL and the structured teams, there's so many barriers. So like you're saying, you're 21,000. Then even in the teams, like for example, if you want to play for Tax today in the youth ranks of Tax, it costs money. I believe it was 10,000 or something a year or something like that. I'm forgetting the actual figure, but it's around that money. So that means that, one, we are locking a lot of people out of being able to develop, but then two, we are leaving it up to teams who have their own problems and internal squabbles and things like that to be the ones that develop. And then also, it's only going to be the 30, 40 teams that we look at the end of the day. So, mina ngiyabuza uti, Maronza, you're such a very good player in a Safa regional league. It might not be that you're the finished product, but there should be ways and streams for Safa at the very least to go and scout Sibabuthe bonke, every region, top goal scorer from every region, top assistant, top goalkeeper, and say, okay, guys, we are going to the high performance center in Pretoria for a school holiday. We'll take you guys, the 100 of you, or the 50 of you, however, and then we're going to give those guys a chance to do 1, 2, and 3. Not that Gumele those structured teams to then maybe find me, in the middle of what and do this and do this. I feel we narrow the development down in the country. I believe we narrow it down because we're looking at those guys to do it. And nalabo, they've got amapolitikwabo. They've got their own things. Zabo baba, uleto ulana, loan was Kaizer because they brought the kid and did 1, 2, and 3. Then we wonder when we watch them. I could pay 10,000. I may not be the best player, but I'm going to be exposed to the best coaching. Come time where talent and hard work must meet, Aksena, you can now see that I'm not there. Meanwhile, Maronza is an accountant. He's studying accounting. Ibola didn't work out, but at one point, he was maybe the top goal scorer under 13. And Safa, having that information, Sawabala, Zamalek, Tina, we used to have a newspaper where they used to announce these things. There's ceremonies where you get medals and stuff. They have the information, but what are they doing with it?
No, let me just if before you go, in Soweto, right, they have clinics, which is their main sponsor, Discovery, which is their main sponsor. And what they do, right, it is clinics displayed by all the regions. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they have 8 regions in Soweto. Everybody play, which means every team that is playing in the region will play, and then they'll meet on the last days and then have one tournament whereby that we have top 4 for under 18, under 9, under 13, under 9, under 11, under 13, under 15, under 17, and under 20 and first teams, right? So what they do is that they collect everybody within all the regions, and then they play each other, and then they eliminate. Then after that, they take everybody in one basket, and then they play one tournament. So I feel clinics, right? What they're doing, it is what's supposed to be happening in all the regions in SAs, or in all the region in South Africa, so that if we have those size tournaments, everybody will have to, you fight for you to be in the tournament, and being in the tournament, you are being identified. But the other problem that we're having within South Africa, it is, I'm still saying, there's a coach in Tembisa who's having one ball for 60 players, right? And then you say, go and do a license, for example, or I don't know how they started, but those licenses for coaching, right? And then you say it is 3,500 rand. How is he going to get the money if he's willing to get 10 balls? Guys, I think how they structure this from Safa, they have not channeled it right, because if I'm a coach and I'm having under 11, under 13, 15 and all those things, but I'm having one ball, and then you say I'm developing kids, and then you say come and do a license, and then you pay 6.5, how am I going to reach 6.5? Let's be honest. So I think somehow Safa must meet these coaches halfway, so that when they meet them halfway, then it will push the development part of it will be good, because coaches will be certified to be coaches. Most of the coaches are not certified to be coaches. in Tembisa, in Soweto, in everywhere, because of the money which is being needed for you to go and get a certificate. So that is the problem that we are having right now. If you can compare, let's go to DDC. There is a coach in Tembisa that can coach better than a guy who's coaching in the DDC right now as we speak. But he cannot get there because why? He doesn't have papers. There is a coach in Soweto who can coach in PSL, but right now as we speak, but he cannot reach there because of money. I hope you understand where I'm going.
No, I hear you.
Safa is not doing it right. You know, they're supposed to let everybody, because there's the umbrella, there's the government of soccer, they're the mother body. They're supposed to say, not say it's free, but you need to work hard for us to identify you as a coach. We need identify coaches, identify players, then you give them for free. Why can't we do that? Because this is the government's thing.
And that's what I'm saying. Even in the regions, those guys are registered, Maronza. So there should be a track record to say, as the Umaronza under 17, Uwinilik guy 4 at the regional. Why don't we take those guys, because we've got them on the system? Kona Makati, Kona registration, Kona all these things. I think my question is, what's happening to all of that data after it's done? These things are very easy to do. We are affiliated, you sign up, bang a card. I'm sure all of you guys have had a card that you guys played with. There's a system, there's people who work in an office that take care of all these things. What's going on with that data? Okay, Yazin, we're looking for promising coaches to put into a system. This guy has won it 7 times. This guy has won it 8 times. In Pumalanga, in the middle of nowhere, he's won it 8 times. We've got the stuff on record. Let's bring them in. And then we can start finding talent. But if we're going to wait for them to have to, I don't know, go over and above, a lot of our teams, like I know with my coach, when I was still playing under 17, he used to complain, Guti, I take money out of my own pocket to do these things. Now I have to take money out again and do. Meanwhile, Safa has all of our details right there, but nothing is being done with these things. But anyway, guys, the other guys, I don't know if you guys want to jump in on this point.
Yeah, my question is that I hear what you are saying, but unfortunately, when now you are looking at from a point of socialism, besides Safa School of Excellence, when you identify George Kovale being the top goal scorer, okay, fine. We identify you, and you know our Safa leagues. We play maybe once or twice, national tournaments or international tournaments, right? So in that time duration, where the hell must Safa take you? Again, hence why Safa prefers to take players from your GDL. As much as they would like to take you, George, Marba GDL, they play every day, they train every day, they coach every day. And they don't have to rely on me as Safa to come wait for you to play one of our tournaments. And remember, Safa is a motherboard, and it can only do so much. I mean, like in Ahly School of Excellence, how many of those must they open realistically? Besides having that corrupt factor, Safa, there's no money for all these fantasy and dreams that we would like to implement for Safa. Like, George, as much as we want to compare ourselves with the best in the globally, I don't know of any country anywhere that wish list that you have.
But Kumo, I think the thing that I'm trying to say is that it already exists, Kumo. It already exists. We affiliate to Safa leagues. So those regional under 13s, under 10s, under 50, they're already there. We don't play 10 games. You play 30 or 20 or whatever. It's an entire league with enikasi, with kids, balls, people training every day after school, all of that stuff. They already exist. I think that's why I'm asking, people are asking to create a whole new school system, which I get. Cool, everybody wants to go back to school. But there's already a thing that is running everywhere already on its own. So it's not like I'm creating something new. Really, people are creating new things. And I'm like, that's where the money doesn't come from. Every day. Just, even if you just take down the data and say, Kumo was the top goal scorer. I take the 20 top goal scorers from 1, 2, and 3. I put them into a clinic, like Maronza says. I allow the teams and other people to come and scout. Now I've created more opportunities than for me to say, I'm not going to touch that one. Itoemela GDL. And then GDL by 40. So even there, I can only take, I don't know, 600 kids. Whereas if we do it like this, we can provide the opportunity to say, here's 1,000 kids that can go anywhere from here, but we've taken the data that we already have and we've just worked it to say, okay, can we collect it? Regions, rumelang the email tomorrow and tell me who are your top goal scorers, who are your best keepers, who are this, who are that, who are that, who are that. And you work it from there. You know, you don't even have to do anything with that, really. You can just keep it as data and say, okay, if we're looking for the top 13-year-olds in the country, here they are. If you're looking for the top 15-year-olds, Kiba, it's already there.
Okay, I hear you, ne? I understand you perfectly, but also I have to think logically and practical. Not saying what like you aren't logical, ne? I'm not trying to insult you.
No.
But if we use that analogy, ne? And I'm trying to be cheeky, like I'm trying to have a conversation, like to look at every angle possible. Then why aren't we looking at people from Championship, Motsepe, from SAB, you know, because you do have the top scorers who score more competition on a daily season. But we prefer Baku PSL because the level is definitely way better.
No, I'm not saying, Kumo, I think that I'm not saying they must go straight in. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if SAB has 100 really good players, why are you waiting for Chiefs to have to make a move? You get me? I'm not saying that they must be picked ahead of.
No.
Mr. OT,
You get
Mr. OT, sorry, Kumo. I feel like Kumo is saying to you, why not select Sunday League players, okay, who are banging in goals for Bafana Bafana, since the data is already there?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, okay, anyway. No, let me not. Yeah. Agent.
Coach, can I say this?
Mara, can I make my point?
Oh, sorry, Kumo. Sorry,
it's on
Kumo.
your point, man. I think it's on your point, but okay, finish then.
Okay, yeah, my point, my point was that Safa, although we know that they're lazy, so in this instance, we're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Safa, in all that trust, you know what? Your big clubs, GDL, went to this Sunday leagues or whatever, you know, regional tournaments.
Exactly.
To go scout for the best. And what is the point as Safa to go there? Whereas if these kids were that good, they would already be playing for the teams in the GDL. I level from that angle happy. Thank you.
Okay, Agent.
Let me first start by, I was joking with Train on the group that, talking with you guys, I need Dragon, because there's very, very smart people in this, and I learned a lot of stuff, because I think Abutiku tickled me when he said people in ABC, Motsepe, and NFD and others, the youngsters, are more developed, than the DDC ones because they play games of consequence, They may not be talented as those ones, but they're definitely ahead in terms of maturity and in terms of intelligence,
Yeah.
So why are you not looking at them? I think that was a very, very smart point, But to your point, I think we understand there's a problem of money. You can't establish everything, can't create new things, There's personnel, there's everything, there's whatever, But for me, your way of thinking makes sense in the sense that if we are saying in every province or every region or whatever, we take the best strikers, and you take them for a boot camp in HPC, then it gives you not only the academies, your school of excellence, they can't reach everywhere, guys. They can't, And we know some of these academies, you get in because we know who your father is, So when we have the best of the best in such a group and for a month or whatever, and they're being coached by
the professionals. Definitely 5 or 6 will attract the best academies, if not the professional sides, So I think that's a way of saying you're going to be inclusive, to even the poorest of the poorest, even to, like Omaronzo was saying, that some coaches or some players, I think it also applies to players, they're in developments which don't have money, they just have one ball, but there's talent there, But how can we get access to them? How can you get access to a guy in Mobopani, Kumu? But if you have the best of the best coming in at one place and are training, you see how they're training, you see how they are. Yeah, I'm sure. I think it's a good idea for me to be honest.
Do you know what I'm fighting, agent? I think what I'm fighting is that the information is already there. So I'm not saying that these guys must jump. All I'm saying is maybe Safa can use the systems that they already have to provide more players the opportunity to be seen at least. So I know that fine, Utepo might not be the best, he might not be the level of the striker in under 15. But because he's 10 years old, I can give him the opportunity for Tux to see him. Because Tux doesn't reach into, for example, Tux doesn't reach into the middle of Eastern Cape. But Safa already does. So that's why I'm like, it's not to say these guys must come in and already jump and then get in and be the top guys and whatever, or that they're at any level close to GDL. What I'm saying is that when GDL is looking for players, they've got their networks, right? Safa right now has the largest network of affiliated players who are registered, who have all of these things. I'm not saying they're better. I'm just saying that if you talk about outreach, all Safa really needs to do is to collect the information from their current regions. So all of these people are all Safa. I don't have it here, but I can show you my medal, ke Safa. I can show you my card, ke Safa. All you need to do is to have the office ya Rona, speak to the office ya province, speak to the office nationally. And even if it's just to collect data, forget about spending money, adding anything new, doing anything different. All you need to do is to say, guys, end of the season ifela so. Kopa, the list it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And even if you put them on a database and you say, guys, we've collected the best players in the country, whether you want to pick them or not, what we've done at Safa is do what you can do a lot better because we already have those networks and all of that stuff. Will it work out for all the players? No. Will all of them go somewhere? No. But if you compare that to starting a whole new school thing that's going to need 500 million and Safa's going to say 1, 2, and 3, I go, oh, but those school kids go home and they are training every day and they play every weekend, games on games on games. You already have the person that you're looking for. So why are you guys going around in circles to try and do a million other things when that kid who was going to play in the school league, wadlala ko Safa league every weekend? Why is it so hard to make that connection then? Why do we need to build a new structure? Anyway, Malume Kutso.
No, if we're talking about just you being against schools, then I will understand.
Not against. They.
Okay. Maybe I'm misunderstanding you, but if school the junior team should be selected from those
No,
LFA,
no, I would never do that.
That is difficult, Mr. OT. And I wanted to make an example to say there's a team that I looked at, Mr. OT. I told their coach, I'm like, look, I under 18 year she is a Mr. When a coach, you should use these guys for SAP. And the coach was also like, vibrant and looking forward to SAP, your Hollywood page. He was like, yeah, no, I've got a golden generation. Mr. OT, within 3 months, they dismantled his team.
Exactly.
Go figure their team. Almost one come up player, Mr. OT, gone. Almost one come up player. So my point was, Safa has trusted these big teams because they know if there's cream out there, these big teams will definitely go for the cream. And yes, talent will fall through the cracks. But on most occasions, these teams will go for the top players. That's what I told Mr. Uti.
I don't, but then I don't know, Malume, because I don't believe it, because we also know the politique. So I use tax as an example. I use it specifically because I know how it works there. Go taxi, if you can pay, you come in. A lot of those kids are not good. It's just that when you watch the parents go parking lot, hey, kiddie, Mercedes, kiddie, what, kiddie, what, kiddie, what. They pay the 10,000, they need the kid to do something. They need an extramural activity. There are some good kids that come from there, but a lot of them, when they get to under 18, they just go live their lives because really this soccer thing wasn't for me. So we know about the stories of kids being taken and, I'm taking you to go to Kaizer Chiefs and I'm going to go scout you there. And, this guy, Uba Banban, has brought this kid. The team says there's no trials. We don't do trials. We'll never ask your child. A lot of the PSL teams will say, we'll never ask your child to come to pay for trials or whatever. We have a closed system. So all I'm saying is, let's give everybody a chance. Not that they're going to be chosen, because we also know that it's different. Me living in Centurion is different to me living at Tema, is different to me living in the rurals. You get what I mean? So if we have a road that goes there already through Safa, why not? You get me? That's my thing. It's like, why not? If Safa already has a presence there and an office, and they collect the data, and there's a table, and the kids are playing, why not do that as the Safa body? Maybe not to tell the teams to do whatever. And it's not that you're going to bring all these kids and sign them to a school or whatever. It's as simple as saying, guys, reportani. When the season ends, can you send me lists? Send me lists. We can make a database where anyone can come in. Okay, obviously there's concerns, but where anyone can come in and you can click on it. Okay, Kaizer Chiefs took the top 3 guys. I'm a development that's coming up. Maybe I can go find the next 2 guys. Okay, these ones are doing this. You get what I mean? It's not necessarily that you have to take them somewhere, but just to be able, as Safa already has those imprints, they already have them. It's nothing to be built. Just collect the data and try and put those kids on display. Then maybe it makes the job of Chiefs easier. Maybe it makes the jobs the GDL easier, the other things easier, because it's already there. You get me, Malume Kutso. It's not an exercise of building a new school. It's an exercise of, hey guys, let's collect the papers from each of our existing places and just put it together. You get me?
Can I have something for you to answer? I think what he's saying is it won't be players who are playing in tiers like organized setups. So those players that are not in organized setups, that are not going to Bafana or going to PSL teams, but want to give them an opportunity to be seen by academies. Whether it's Academy of Sport, whatever academy it is, just to give them a fighting chance that even if you are in the rarest of rarest places, at least I know that if I can be the best defender, I'm gonna go to a boot camp at HPC and I might be seen, by academies. I think you're talking about academies specifically, not Bafana or others, but just academies.
So I mean, but still now corner. That's
fine. But at least I'm there.
No, but on a serious note, Mr.
How do you pay for you to be top goal scorer?
But I get the point, Mr. Uti, and I think it's well ventilated. But Nyakela, no more about top goal scorer, and Uti understands it very well. He's on getting into another Asian Tilapa. Asian that dropped me off in Mercedes, and which is wrong, by the way.
Mara, Billy, it's not really wrong because now we've got Grand Kagana. Anyway, sharp.
No, anyway, okay, guys, let's do this. Just to end off. Tomorrow we're facing Congo. Congo is ranked 118th. We're facing Uganda. Uganda's ranked 95th. We're facing Congo at 118. We're facing South Sudan at 169. Should we be worried about these games? Should this be maybe the places where we try people out, or is it too much of a risk? And how do we feel tomorrow's going to end for Bafana Bafana?
The rankings don't matter. It depends on who shows up on the day. I remember Rwanda. I have to believe, even though the surface and the weather was not on our side, whatever, we lost. But if we don't, I don't want to come across as arrogant, but we should have that arrogant factor to go there, because when you believe in yourself, but also in the same breath, not worry, then I think you've got the right mentality to win any war or game in this game, or in this instance. But yeah, I mean, the rankings are the matter, because we were ranked top 16. We were able to beat the team who was ranked number 1 in Africa. I won. So, but yeah, man, I'm feeling confident, and I'm actually looking forward to the game, and I'm expecting a win, got 2 goals or more. That's all I'm saying. There's no reason for us to lose on paper. Marafrika, Africa, there's Bululu, Juju. Why is Africa? Yeah, but yeah, I'm hoping for a win.
I don't know, Agent Chwane.
Look, it's going to be a very interesting game. I think also keeping in mind that we're going to have a different setup team. We have the core of our players, but I think we're going to set up different because of those that we're going to be missing. Okay. So we might also try out new tactics to see how we can build around and have, a different type of play when it comes to games like this. But I expect us to win by nothing less than 2 goals. Sample authority, like I did say. We literally third best team in Africa, and we need to keep pushing up until we're the best and number 1 team in Africa. So we need to go out there, enjoy football, and look forward to the next game.
Hey, Malume, could you mute just quickly?
Okay. We're playing against tomorrow Uganda.
Yeah, we're playing Uganda.
I think an interesting team will be South Sudan. There's something happening there in South Sudan which is very good, and I think because I think it's Goma here and Al Hilal, I think. Because they're the only 2 teams that play that are from South Sudan. I think they're playing in the Tanzanian league. No, not Tanzanian league. I think they're playing in one of the leagues around there. They're the only 2 teams that play currently. So that means not just like us, but just like us, they will be taking players who are from the same team, so they know each other. And the nice thing about them is the one that finishes above the other in, I don't know if I'm just forgetting what league it is, but whatever. Whoever finishes first goes to Champions League. Whoever finishes second goes to Confederations Cup. That's why you always see Al Hilal and that. I don't know if it's Goma here. I stand to be corrected on this one. It's Al Hilal. That's why you always see them on the Champions League. So they do have CAF experience. So those ones will be, and also the cohesion and the chemistry. So I'm worried about them. And then Uganda will be Uganda, DRC with Congos. You'll never know the Congos because they can go, because of the French connection, they can go and take those French players at any time. So you'll never know what it is. It's only Uganda that I'm like, okay, Uganda, I don't know much about you. Usually your best players come to SA. Who is the current Ugandan who is leading it up right now? I can't
think of one. Yeah.
So usually, the other ones that don't have foreign-based players, a lot of them. So I think it will be local. So I think we should manage to ease through them. But the downside to everything is this. Now, because other people have been on a hunger strike at Sundowns, can they be able to switch on mentality and play? So That would be very interesting.
Kind of forgot you came in late. We had that chat. Kumo stood up, man.
No, he has to. but it would be very interesting to see if they can all of a sudden change the mindset and play the way we used to know. Because sometimes when you switch off this thing, sometimes it's difficult to switch it on again, So I think that's the only thing that should we lose, what will happen? Like I said, on the group, I know you guys, like you said, have mentioned it. What happens if we draw or lose? Is Bruce still a good coach, or he was relying on the Camilo and Mr. Sunshine himself? But we'll see tomorrow. I think what you should do well against Uganda. It's only South Sudan and Congo that I'm worried about. Yeah.
Kumo,
Sure.
what's your score tomorrow? What's your score, and what do you think?
Kana, who do you think will be our strikers tomorrow?
Would probably be Reyners.
Maralena, he hasn't had much game time. And if we're being fair, I think he trained like at the Sundowns way because Ramon like he was kind of struggling. Bafana Bafana when he had that tournament. So Mushishi hopefully would even though Lena unalona a slow start. But yeah, it should be an easy 2-goal plus win. Let me just be cautious and say 3-0.
Okay. No, guys, look, the way I look at it, like I said, Congo is 118th in the world. They just won their game versus South Sudan, 1-0. So Congo has 3 points within our group. Uganda's 95th in the world, who we playing, and then South Sudan is 169. So we have to be a top 2 team in that one. I'm sorry. You have to play that card and say, guys, as Bafana Bafana, you have to finish 1 or 2 from that group. If they don't, I think there's a lot of alarm bells that will be ringing. I think tomorrow's going to be, I don't think it's going to be an easy game per se, but I think a 2-0 from Bafana should be what we're looking at. Honestly, when we look playing versus that Uganda team, I'm not sure about the Uganda team, who's strong, as Agent said, but it should be 2-0. But again, we played against Andorra. That's 164th in the world. And somehow we managed to, we lost that game. Somehow we managed to lose that game. So anything is possible. I just hope they take it seriously. It is AFCON. It's the qualifiers. Guys, I'm gonna close it. I don't know if you have any closing statements since it's just 3 of us left.
I think I just wanted to encourage Pirates fans. I think and other South Africans to buy the games, man. I thought by this time it would be a sold out affair. We people of Gauteng have been saying that games have been taken to the Free State, games have been taken to Moses Mabhida and everything. So we need the games back also. So I think we have to show that we wanted the games, and it's not like it's Loftus where we know that on a typical day it's not always filled to the brim. You know what happens with Pirates. So we need to show the same energy. We need to see the same Orlando bouncing, So I'm kind of disappointed that things haven't just sold out, but let's hope that by the time this time tomorrow they would have long been sold out. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, marketing. Come on.
I was gonna mention the stadium thing, but being a Sundowns fan, it could easily backfire on me. So and Agent Orlando, I say how they. As much as we don't like to really support Sundowns because we love to watch dstv, but I feel like no, man, because Orlando Stadium has proven to us already I know loyalty towards Bafana now. I want especially when the majority of Sundowns players na negiri legacy ninyana mo ntwena mo Loftus abantu ka Giant Stadium mo re tla re lithene one go start the stadium seo ka nnete. But I think it was more logical than anything because they know who Uganda is a small team so bakasisi ko FNB I get. So the typical stadium Musa Selemo of the airport looking Orlando Pirates. Happy hosting such a big game is a logical nightmare. But because of Nigeria, I think for municipalities that are bidding to host them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so re tla bona go pele, but I pirate lona yo re tlhabisa khala wa itse re tlo bona ka boshiu.
Okay, guys. Yeah, the stadium thing is very interesting because I still feel like Bafana Bafana and Safa, when it comes to marketing and bringing some excitement for these games, I'm not sure. Like, why wouldn't you have made a whole big deal about the Relay and Tito and those guys being in the squad? You know, try sell it or do something. I think there's still a little bit of a little bit of Safa being a little bit lazy in terms of their marketing. I haven't seen anything about it. So if you don't know that Bafana Bafana is playing, I don't know where you're going to see it. Meanwhile, the Springboks are playing this weekend. We all know. Or a context of me, we all know that that's happening. So I think so.
I don't know.
They played last week. They're playing this week. Hey man, agent.
But on that question, can I ask though that yes, we know that Orlando Pirates fans comes to the stadium. Is it with clubs? I understand that you are trying to make as much money as you want.
Yeah.
With national team, I don't think it should be like that. I think I saw that the tickets are around 60. Like 60. For a national team, like
I agree.
you know, make it make sense, you know. Maybe 40, you know, even 30. Because the main aim is not to generate money as a national team. You already be given millions and millions. Just want, you know, and even can be saying kids enter for free so that it will be a Friday, kids can come in, you know, like, yeah.
That's why, Kira, I don't know, agent. Me, I don't know if the ticket is 60 Rand for a Bafana Bafana game versus Uganda in Orlando. I don't know. I don't even know if they did any activations or things that side. Maronza, did you see in national team rounding? Wait, guys, I want you to know. Now Maronza sends center line Orlando with a crowd. These are the people you should be getting there, Orlando.
You know, a simple mall, like to get 1,000 tickets to give away for free. They won't even harm you, man. No with keep 5,000 tickets and give away from different malls. Simple. There's Maponya Mall, there's Southgate, there is Protea Mall, there is Dobsonville Mall. Just go to those malls and give away tickets, man.
Or just around, man, Maronza. Just around.
You've got nothing to lose.
You know, just you come out of your house one day, Bafana, man, they're taking a walk or a tour through Soweto. You get what I mean? Like something.
I think Hector Peterson and all those things vilakazi is 2 meters away from Orlando Stadium. You know, take it. Give these guys a tour. Even the Ugandan team, give them a tour to Soweto. It doesn't mean that you are Ishman. As man Safa, man. I mean, I'm fitting Sakala and Safa. I'm feeling crying. Safa's not doing enough, man.
Guys, let me close it. Yeah.
That sometimes the intelligence of you guys abuses me. You know, like every African knows the history of Soweto, you know, like, you know, so when these national teams are here, especially if you're hosting in Orlando, like a mini toyana, like Maronza is saying, you know, just where, you know, like this is, you know, like the history, man. And those players are pumped up and people are like, who are staying here, you ask around, oh, this person is staying here, take a ticket, you want to take it, you know? Like,
agent, you've got Relay, you've got Tito, you've got Bad in your team currently. You're telling me that you can't do something with them at the very least, go Orlando.
Oh, man, just to go and take photos. 30 minutes after training. I think they train maybe around 11. They train in Dobsonville, right? They were in Dobsonville for the past 2 days. Just to Devonville Mall, it is 10 minutes drive or 7 minutes drive from the stadium. Wafethu. Umisa ibhasi kancane nje kuphela.
Ngiyayibona imall, Maronza ngiyayibona imall. Imagine Hugo Bruce drinking tea in somebody's house, man. Nje lapho, like just across from the stadium. Like just in nje, like
The Ugandan team, they're using Orlando to train, right? After training, what is the harm for them to go to Hector Peterson Memorial and they go to Vilakazi, go to Mandela House? It is only 3 minutes drive. I'm not talking about 3 minutes or 2 minutes from Orlando.
Yeah. Hey,
just
guys,
go there and then they jump off from the bus, take photos, and then you understand me. And then it gives that I'm not saying that you're giving them confidence, but it gives that sense of unity. I have a faith for Bafana Bafana.
Even on that Maronza, we don't know these players. Like I said, we don't know who's been there, right? But if whoever the name of the player was passing by my house and you're taking photos with him, I would like to go and see him play. I'm encouraged to go to see him.
Onyango, it is their player, right? I think it's from Uganda.
Yeah.
Be in the bus, you can see abantu baqwalilwe because there's Onyango. Even though we don't know the people, but we know Onyango. So when he's there, it will pull everybody.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Give away flags.
Guys, what time?
I will tell you that those with power have no ideas, and those with ideas have no power. Thank you.
No, guys.
Oti.
Yeah.
Talent ayinabungozi. Safa ifuna talent noma
ayinabungozi. Abafuni Maronza, but it's okay, guys. That was the members show. So, guys, you're listening to part of the conversations that we have all day in the group, literally all day. Same intensity, same all of that, sometimes even more. It's a very good place to have conversations, to learn, to talk about football. If you want to be part of the group, head on over to YouTube, click on subscribe, click on join, and you'll be able to join the WhatsApp group and have conversations. Sometimes 2 hours is not enough. In the group, we have a lot more time and you go for a lot longer with videos, with voice notes, with all of that stuff. It's really, really, really an incredible place, guys. It's been amazing. Lindo is starting now at 9, so head on over to Lindo Pep's channel at Lindo Pep and you'll be able to watch him also have a breakdown of what he thinks. It's a lot more tactical on that side. We are more of a big picture type of conversations place. It's been great, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, the show is on every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. So you can join me Monday to Thursday, 7 p.m. Thursdays are members shows. They vote on the topic. We speak. We have a little bit more looser of a conversation. Guys, it's been amazing. If you want to watch any of the episodes, the previous ones and today's ones, they will be available in full on YouTube. So head on over there and you'll be able to watch it back if you came in late or if you want to hear what we've been speaking about over the past the year and a half. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow for the Bafana Bafana game at 6. Bye, everyone.